So this is where we are currently at.
Yeah, sure. We'll come in. We have lights here. I see Lee is in. All the plasterboard's done. Cement board's done. The bathroom's going to be tiled, but in an effort to make it airtight and a bit more soundproof, to keep the sound of the shower and the toilet in the bathroom, I'm filling all the cracks and holes, just so that it's better insulated, noise-wise, really. So all the walls are being tiled. We'll tile up to the midpoint there, and then this will be painted as a ceiling. Wash basin there, toilet there. The shower's quite wide, and that should go in the next days, and we'll start tiling. That's there.
Yeah, we've gone for a metre wide shower tray, haven't we? So that's all the electrics in and all the plasterboard finished.
Electrics are not quite in, but they're in situ.
Oh, we just need the switches.
Yeah, I've just temporarily put these lights in. We haven't got the switches, and it's plugged into an extension lead downstairs by the fuse.
Yeah, we still have to decide on that, don't we?
But we have underfloor heating to come in.
Oh yes, that's...
So this cable this sort of sheath will have a temperature feeler. I can't remember what it's called.
Thermostat?
Oh yeah, thermostat control. That'll be under the floor. The mat is just a metre by a metre, but it'll be just, as you step out of the shower and come to the toilet, it'll be more than enough. Basically, when you get out of the shower, any water that you drop on the floor should therefore evaporate fairly quickly. We bought the floor tiles at the exact volume required, but we don't know what wastage we've got. So we're just going to have a quick look and see whether we need another one. Well, that's going to work.
So 1 is 2.
That one will fill that gap. That one will fill that gap. That one will fill that gap.
So then
We need one more.
or we could do the gravel along the back or the pebbles along the back, which would be quite fancy.
Or do we go and get another tile? Yeah.
It'll be a whole packet. We don't need a whole packet. I like the solution of some pebbles there.
Okay.
I'm going to have to source some from the garden.
I don't think we've got rounded pebbles like that. I would buy a kilo of something online.
The sink's going to be there anyway, so you're not going to stand there. They've got to be fairly flat, haven't they?
Fairly flat. We can cut some and smooth them, but it's a lot of work. But the other thing we don't have is sort of rounded pebbles, riverbed pebbles sort of things, which would be okay.
Right, I'm going to have to source those tomorrow, really. Are you?
Well, I've got to cover the underfloor heating with a layer of tile adhesive and then lay the tiles. Two separate processes.
So, can we test the underfloor heating before we put the tiles down? Do we know?
No, the recommendation from the instructions is that you just measure the resistance and make sure that's the same. Make sure that you've not damaged anything. because I'm guessing, I'm not exactly sure, if you turned it on when it was not surrounded by the adhesive and the tiles, it would probably just get very hot very quickly and possibly get damaged. But once we've got the mastic around it and the tiles on top, we have something to warm slowly, and it won't then cut out or get damaged. We do have a temperature feeler here under the floor to control the temperature, so it will turn off when it gets to the temperature it's set at. We were just going to quickly install the waste outlet for the shower. Here's the shower just up here. Here's the waste outlet, but I've got if you look here, it has to sit under the shower tray with no distance between them, and unfortunately I've got a 25mm floorboard in the way, so that's got to sit there if it could, which is about 30-40 centimetres. So either we have to find an extension there, or I have to cut this bit of wood away here and it'll go down that tube there. So that's got plenty of space, but unfortunately here I'm going to have to cut this bit of wood away, cut a slot in the floorboard, and see where that takes us. Just another couple of hours work to fit a 2-minute job, but that's normal, I suppose.
When that's the difference of getting a plumber in and us doing it. We're not plumbers, but you know, it'll work in the end. It's just a very good example really of what happens.
Yeah, and why things take so much more time. Right, I'll start with that, because I'll have to do it with hand or a quiet tool because it's a bank holiday. So there it is.
Inspector, checking you're doing it right.
Is that right? Do you want to put the measure across it, lad?
Nice neat cut.
I think so too.
Excellent. First one down.
Yeah, I've just laid it down. What I've decided to do is I've put about 1.5 degrees of slope that way, so any water here runs that way. The rest will be absolutely level. But apart from that, on this way, it runs lightly that way. So it runs back towards the shower and it runs back into the bathroom.
Very clever.
And hopefully here we should have about 20 centimetres, 20 mil, I think. What do you reckon? I might put a little bit of a threshold on there.
And last one going in.